Okay. The cuts have been made. The initial 53 for the Vikings is here. Um, as expected, not too much of a surprise. Anything happened. The only big surprise I think is that Kene Wongwu got cut. Um, he's been here a few years. Very good return man. Obviously, the new return setup, um, in theory, is gonna lead to more returns. So you figure, okay, even more opportunity for him. He ran the ball pretty well this preseason, but they went another way. They cut him. Um, you know, um, I mean, I'm sure they. I don't even know if you could take him back on the practice squad. He's played a little. Maybe he's played a little too long. But that's the one surprise. There's really no other surprises. The other headline, Lewis Seen, see ya. It's over. Lewis Seen officially released. So that very, very bad first pick of the Kwesi era is officially, you know, basically an all-time bust. I mean, that's got to be, among the probably like the, I don't know, 10 worst draft picks in the history of the Vikings. Given where he was taken, given you know traded within the division, um, just a bad pick. And yes, we know who they could have taken instead of him. We don't need to hear that for the 10,000th time. But yeah, he's out. No other names were released that were surprising. At least I don't think so. I mean, there's some, you know, um, and they did a little roster manipulation to kind of keep some guys. They put Dalton Reisner on the IR that you can return from. Um, there was talk that they might release him, but no, he's going to stick around. I think Juergens is the offensive lineman they kept, um, kind of instead of him for now. Um, but yeah, so yeah, like Nikhil Harry got cut, Bo Richter got cut. I know a lot of people really liked him in the preseason, so hopefully they can get back. In any of these guys, in any of these cases, they could get back on the practice squad. Um, but yeah, no big names. That did keep Jaron Hall on the 53. Again, I wouldn't have done it, but I knew they were going to do it. We kept what, 6 receivers because Trent Sherfield made it. Um, I'm assuming that might be partial. They might have done that just because Addison might get suspended, or I mean, of course, he's also got an ankle thing that is keeping him out, and because why not also have an injury to a key offensive weapon? They officially put Hawkinson on the pup list, so he's out for at least the first 4 games. Hopefully, he'll be back after that to do his thing. You know, we did keep a handful of undrafted guys. That we kept Dwight McGlothern. He made it. Nudie. He made it on. Was it Taika Taimani or something like that? Um, he made it. Defensive lineman. What, Jalen Redmond made it. This we seem to have maybe struck gold on the UDFA's this year a little bit. Uh, Asamoah made it. Brian Asamoah, he stayed. There's some guys like that who there was thought they would be cut. They were cut. Um, yeah. So no big surprises. And this is always the case. It's the initial 53. There's always 1 or 2 tweaks to that because there will be I mean, what, like over 1,000 players get released in this cut down league wide. So we'll bring in somebody. I don't know who we'll bring in. Maybe we'll bring in another running back. I don't. I'm a little puzzled at the Kene Wongwu release because, especially with the new return setup, I really thought that they were going to be able to use him, he was going to be a much more valuable weapon than he's been even. But I mean, they got Aaron Jones, they got Ty Chandler, um, Hambone. They did cut Myles Gaskin too, so I mean they're they're not loading up with the running back position. But maybe there's a guy who got cut who they're going to go get. But other and we did cut Mo Ibrahim I think yesterday, so that wasn't a surprise either. So yeah, I mean that's the roster. I mean with a few tweaks to come, but we'll see. They're certainly banking on a lot of inexperienced young guys, especially on that defense. But again, if you can play for Brian Flores, I think then you can play, and we'll see. We'll start seeing in what is it now? About 11 days, 12 days till the opener. We'll see what happens. Again, I'm not going into the season with an enormous amount of optimism, but it'll be interesting to see what some of these young guys and some of the undrafted guys can do, because some of them surprise, some of them really play right away. Well, maybe we'll be better than people expect, but I don't need to ramble. So Vikings 53-man roster set, and adios to everyone released. Most of them will not be missed much, except for Kane. We'll always have a couple of those nice kick returns. The one on Thanksgiving against the Patriots, that was fun. And he'll catch on somewhere and probably be pretty good. And we'll get somebody. We're not going to go into the season with only two actual running backs on the roster, so we'll see what Kwesi has up his sleeve for the follow-up moves.